that mountain, save my heart from the valley. Maybe that desert taught me to pray for rain. Maybe that water never parted for a reason, and you're leading me a better way. I used to wander like a beggar looking for a place to lay my weary head. Lost in the darkness, I never thought that I would see the light of day again. But then you came running, you broke through the walls and made it like a hurricane and built me back again. In a moment, all the colors I was blinded to came rushing in. I saw the whole world stop right in front of my eyes. I watched the floodgates burst, pouring love from the sky. I felt the waters wash over me. It was like the first day of my life, day of my life, that you found me, I can hold my head up high and walk with confidence. My God, you are for me. There is nothing that can take me from your hand again. No sin can separate us. You have overcome the world, and you promise you will hold me to the end. I believe it. I have fixed my eyes and I'm not looking back again. I saw the whole world stop right in front of my eyes. I watched the floodgates burst, pouring love from the sky. I felt the waters wash over me. It was like the first day of my life, day of my life, first day of my life, yeah, first day of my life, first day, first day, first day. I saw the whole world stop right in front of my eyes. I watched the floodgates burst, pouring love from the sky. I felt the waters wash over me. It was like the first day of my life, day of my life. First day of my life. First day, 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 first.
How did you first hear about the color?
I heard about the color when I went to Manitoba Missions Fest a long time ago, back when I was actually a teenager. And that was when I first heard them play, and then I was following them since. My name is Tiana Richardson. I work at Rosa River Bible Camp, and this has been my home camp for most of my life. I started coming here when I was 6 years old. I started going to Prairie Bible College last year in Alberta, and I'm continuing on this year. This last year was a bit of a challenge. I have epilepsy, and with epilepsy, in the environment that I was in, I felt like I had to prove myself, and that I had to show people that despite my epilepsy, that I can still do things, and that I can still live mostly normal life. It's a neurological disorder in the brain where your brain cells like to go all over the place sometimes, and it sometimes slows down or sometimes speeds up. The pattern is not the same though. It causes seizures, and there's more to it than just the seizures. It's hard to, you have to avoid triggers, you have to get the proper sleep, you have to avoid stress. Yeah, there's all sorts of factors about epilepsy, medications, that kind of thing. So it's an adjustment that you have to make as you get diagnosed. I find that when I'm at camp and being outdoors, I just find more at peace, and I find hey, I'm in God's nature. Let's just enjoy it and let's have fun. And since at camp it's my home, I feel accepted here, and people know about my condition, but they don't treat me any differently, and they just be like, hey, you can live a life, you are able to do things, so let's just embrace it to the fullest.
I was told to ask you about your sense of smell and taste. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, I don't have a sense of smell or taste. I haven't had that for the majority of my life. This past fall, I've developed a few episodes here and there where I had smell and taste, but they never lasted. Those episodes turned out to be epileptic activity, according to my neurologist, and so it's been interesting seeing the difference.
What was that like smelling for the first time or experiencing that?
It was overwhelming. I actually did not know what I was experiencing when I was experiencing it for the first 2 minutes. And I just remember coming back to my room, and I had shampoo in my hands, and it was like a different temperature than like normal. I don't know if that makes sense, but like when I was breathing it in, it was a different temperature, and I was like, what is this? Why is this like this? And then I tasted like broccoli and cauliflower, and they tasted different. And I was like, whoa, what is this? And so we're just trying everything, and yeah, I started watching The Color before I had epilepsy, and after I developed epilepsy, there was a few years where I was a little bit reckless, and I just wanted to enjoy the shows and just have fun and live my life despite the consequences. And so I was able to watch The Color to the fullest, and then there's other times when I had to slow down. I would watch it, and then I'd close my eyes and still hear it. And but yeah, so I was still able to experience it, but I haven't been able to be at a concert for 4 years, because I decided 4 years ago that I should be more smart and actually avoid the triggers that I know that causes seizures. But I do still listen to the songs when they come on the internet.
So what does that mean today for you to be able to have The Color here, playing in an environment that you're able to listen in?
I'm really excited. It just is another thing that I'm able to do. This past year was a whole year of what I can't do, people focusing on things that I can't do and trying to limit me, and saying, oh, you have epilepsy, you can't do this, even though I feel like I could. And they were giving me limits when I didn't have that limitation beforehand. And so I was really focused on what I can't do, what other people think I can't do. And so to have The Color come here and just to listen to them live is just another thing that I could see, hey, I can do this. This is not outside of my limitations. this is another part of life, living life to the fullest.
In my heart, meet me here, draw me near, this is my prayer. In my home, every day, rule and reign, Lord, have your way. Every moment I'm living, and every breath that I'm given, let it be love that fills my soul, that fills my lungs, every beat of my heart. Let it be love pouring from my soul, let it overflow till the world can see Christ in me. Let it be love, let it be love. In my words, speak your truth. My lips will move to tell of you. In my mind, realign your will with mine. Lord, be my side. Let it be love that fills my soul, that fills my lungs, every beat of my heart. Let it be love pouring from my soul. Let it overflow till the world can see Christ in me. Let it be love. Let it be love. Yeah. The first thing they see, the last thing I leave when they look at me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The first thing they see, the last thing I leave when they look at me. Let it be love, yeah, love. Oh, let it be love that fills my soul, that fills my lungs, every beat of my heart. Let it be love pouring from my soul. Let it overflow till the world can see Christ in me. Let it be love. Let it be love. Oh, let it be love. Oh, let it be love.
It was a challenge. I still loved God all the time, but it kind of decreased that fire, I guess, that passion. I saw more bad things that were happening in the world than good. I recognized that those bad things weren't from God, but it was more easy to focus on that than to focus on the good that God brings out of those things. And so it was a challenge during those times. It's much better to focus on the good, but it's a lot harder sometimes.
You picked a couple songs for today. So I'm curious to know, what does the song Call of the Wild mean to you?
It means just going back to a childlike mindset. A lot of times children have those, they don't have a lot of fears. They embrace life to the fullest. They see the smallest things and they are excited about the smallest things. And sometimes as we grow up and we see things that aren't great and we see the darkness of the world, we lose that sight. And so just going back to that sight and just seeing, hey, God, you are making so many good things. Even in a world of darkness, you are making so many good things. That song is kind of like what it means to me and what it shows me.
Life was different when I was younger. My head and heart were filled with dreams. I had a bigger sense of wonder, with endless possibilities. I started changing as I got older. The fire inside me grew a little colder. You heard me praying over and over. God, I wanna see like the eyes of a child that are open for the first time, like the call of the wild that is leading me to new heights. Oh, this is my great awakening, revival deep inside of me. With the eyes of a child, I can see it for the first time. You're the all that lasts forever, even in the darkest night. I greet your mercy every morning as a beautiful surprise. Life is changing as I get older. You've been so faithful over and over. Now all of my worries are off of my shoulders. You show me how to see like the eyes of a child that are open for the first time, or like the call of the wild that is leading me to new heights. Oh, this is my great awakening, a revival deep inside of me. With the eyes of a child, I can see it for the first time. Afraid like I'm made to, I don't have any fears. Unashamed, so I keep running, running, running. With the eyes of a child that are open for the first time, like the call of the wild that is leading me to new heights. Like the eyes of a child that are open for the first time, like the call of the wild that is leading me to new heights. Oh, oh, this is my great awakening, revival deep inside of me. With the eyes of a child, I can see it for the first time. I see it for the first time. I see it, I see it, I see it, see it for the first time. Oh, 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 oh. I see it for the first time, yeah. I can see it, I can see it, I see it for the first time.
I listen to lyrics like there's no tomorrow. So I love the music and I love the rhythms and stuff, but it's not just about that for me. It's all about the words and what they mean and what they represent. So I prefer to listen to some music over the others because of the words themselves. Especially with Rock Bottom, that's another good reminder that God is always there. He has never left my side. He has never abandoned me, and He's always there through hard times, through the good times, through every situation. He's been always there. He's been making every situation good, whether I see it or not. And so songs like those and with really good, powerful messages just are really good reminders to me. Just to focus on what I need to focus on and live life for Christ, and live life the way that I can for Christ. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I still see the tear stains on the carpet from the hardest night of my life. Still have a hole in the wall of the closet from when I lost my control in my mind. I didn't understand it, thought it never ended. Couldn't find a hope or a sign of the light breaking in. If I had a chance, I would travel back in time. Look me in the eyes, tell myself all that I've realized. You're not forgotten, you're not alone. There's no rock bottom that he would not go. The nights in the valleys won't last for long, 'cause hope finds a way through the hills and the holes. And just 'cause you visit rock bottom don't mean that you call it your home. I still hear the questions I was asking, and the silence you would not break. Still feel the fear from the heat of the battle. Thought I could last under all of the waiting. I didn't understand it, then thought it never ended. Couldn't find a hope or a sign of the light breaking in. If I had a chance, I would travel back in time. Look me in the eyes, tell myself all that I've realized. You're not forgotten, you're not alone. There's no rock bottom where he would not go. The nights in the valleys won't last for long, 'cause hope finds a way through the hills and the holes. And just 'cause you visit rock bottom don't mean that you call it your home. And just 'cause you're going through it don't mean that it's where you belong. You might think you're by yourself, but God has been there in the fire. He's right there beside you. He wants you to know you're not forgotten, you're not alone. There's no rock bottom where he would not go. The nights in the valleys won't last for long, 'cause hope finds a way through the hills and the holes. And just 'cause you visit rock bottom don't mean that you call it your home.
What would you say to someone who right now might be going through a similar thing that you've been through?
I would say a couple things. One is you don't always have to focus on other people's opinions. While it sometimes is good, it's not necessarily. You should be focusing on what God thinks first, and just focus on what God has helped you through, rather than all the challenges that are coming up ahead. Because when you focus on what God has helped you through, then you know that God can help you through the challenges that are coming ahead as well, and it gives you more of an energy and motivation to go through those challenges. And the second thing, I guess, that I would tell them is basically just don't let other people put you in a box. You know your limitations, you know your boundaries, you know what you need, and you know what God is wanting of you. And just live life to the fullest for Christ as best as you can with that. Sometimes I question whether I should be doing some things, and then I realize that God is calling me to those things. So I'm like, if you are calling me to those things, God, help me, give me the strength to do those things.
And do you find that he has helped you?
Quite tremendously. That's actually how I became a lifeguard. Is
Cool.
he's shown me a lot about my epilepsy, and he's shown me like what I need to manage it, and through my original lifeguarding certifications, and I became a lot stronger. My limits became a lot bigger, so I had less boundaries, through the original certifications that I took. I have so many big dreams. Right now I'm torn between careers. I'm in school right now to become a nurse, but also camp ministry is a huge passion of mine. With either one, I would love to do overseas missions. Ministry is a huge aspect so that other people can hear the gospel and know that God's love is real and it can be put into actions, not just words. And with either of those ministries, those things can be done. And so I'm really excited for those ideas. I'm not sure how God is gonna do those things, but I'm looking forward to seeing what can be done with them.
Your ways, there's a reason for all your ways. The cross is proving you can take pain and make it something you can use. Your plans, I don't understand all your plans, but every time I reach a dead end, still somehow you lead me through. Yeah. And maybe that mountain saved my heart from a valley. Maybe that desert taught me to pray for rain. Maybe that water never parted for a reason. And you're leading me a better way. You see a million details only you see. I see a fraction of the grand scheme. You have heaven's point of view. Yeah, yeah. So maybe that mountain saved my heart from a valley. Maybe that desert taught me to pray for rain. Maybe that water never parted for a reason. And you're leading me a better way. You're leading me a better way. If you lead me through the fire, there's a reason for the flame. I will trust